Hello everyone, this is MaffumanCasting to the StarCraft Star Battle. This is a 6-on-6 shipbuilding action game starring Hypno. Hypno's going to jump on in there, 1.71 speed and backlash rockets at 10 range. We got 2 Void Rays, JJ Beast and Re-Hunter. JJ Beast has that blink. 1.75 speed, 2 phase disruptors, can one-shot farm. Looks like Re-Hunter went for Energy Nova, which is neat. Creates a little Nova of energy around you, which helps you farm, also helps if there's carriers or something like that. Looks like Ghetto SC is going to jump on in there. 1.61 speed, has some plasma shields and range and lasers. Looks like Destroyer, who is a Dreadnought, which I call Destroyers. Terran ship plating, bombardment, doing some extra damage, 1.5 speed. Captain Shepard is going to move on in there. Has a, 1.5 speed, range and interceptors, one-shot farming. Against them, looks like we're going to go a whole bunch of Terran stuff. Cash override, 1.71 speed and laser batteries, longboat missiles as well. Optic Seagull, we're going to move it in there. 28 armor because he upgraded it 5 times. Very little else, but he's a tank and he can tank. Looks like Yivnas. Yivnas is going to move on in there. Backlash rockets at 10 range, 1.71 speed as well. Looks like got some Void Ray on Void Ray action. We got Lean Void Ray as 1.86 speed, has a prismatic beam and phase disruptors. No fancy abilities, so he has more money for other stuff. Looks like we got some battle cruiser action up here. Playmaker as well as Cash Override. Playmaker has the 1.71 speed and range, and looks like Predator. Predator also has 1.71 speed and backlash rockets and all that. So basically, it looks like the red side is going to have to be able to push up. There's no healers whatsoever. Hypno is trying to farm. He's also trying to kind of bait them to attack him because he has this little rockets protection, but can't go super out there on pain of the missiles right there. Playmaker is going to move on back. That's the Energy Nova. Don't wear it out. I mean, you can wear it out. You can basically spam that E key to kill whatever's around you. And it looks like Destroyer is going to move on back because of how many missiles the red side has, and because neither side has a healer. The blue side's going to move on back. 208 money. Re-Hunter has about 220. Captain Shepard about 200 right there. Ghetto SC, being greedy, getting that money right there. Basically has a need for it because he wants to get some cool abilities. Probably something in the order of a hardened shield, recharge shield, guardian shield. Any of those things cost money. And money is what he does not have right there, only 160. Because the blue side has less kind of upfront and long distance damage dealing ships, like the battle cruisers, like the frigates, they were pushed back to base. Looks like 900 to 600 money right there. Let's see how far the red side can maintain this money advantage. One side's always going to have some type of money, more money than the other people, but it does vary to some degree. The red side is moving back when they're not necessarily hurt, which is good for the ability to maintain that farm advantage, because it means that the blue side has less time at base to farm. It looks like Optic Seagull has about 375, 300-ish from Cash Override. Predator about 500, Yivnas about 800. Playmaker, being greedy, getting that money as well. Seeing 2 Void Rays and not being afraid of anything. Looks like he's going to move on in there. We got a Hypno moving in. Backlash rockets. The Void Rays are just trying to farm. They didn't commit to the attack right there. Let's see what the blue side can do. The money is starting to be a little bit even, which means that they're trying to catch up with that right there. We got these interceptors flying around. The interceptors are trying to farm, but also can be shot to the battle station. Kabam, kabam. They're done. Does 100 damage to interceptors, 200 damage to capital ships. These interceptors only have actually, they can survive exactly 2 shots right there. Even baby interceptors can take damage from this battle station. Predator moving in. Predator has a 1.82 speed, backlash rockets in range, and 4 laser batteries. So the 2 frigates went for backlash rockets, and that does extra damage against capital ships. Cash Override went for, or Crash Override went for laser batteries, which helps him farm a little better. Still 2-shot farming in the very beginning. You can make the argument that it doesn't one-shot farm. It doesn't really help against capital ships too much. I mean, it does more damage, but they have a lot of health. So it's helpful against interceptors. I also think it just kind of reminds you to keep on spending money. You shouldn't be getting kills in the first 2 minutes of the game anyway. So like, I do view like battle cruisers as he's just trying to farm more effectively, putting that money, remembering to do that. He's already gotten one on there, while the frigates are long distance damage dealing units, and they did that damage dealing at a distance. Ghetto SC being greedy, getting that money, knows that there's no healing units, so he wants as much money for recharge shield as possible. That actually also skews the energy drain abilities. It looks like Ghetto is going to try to move on in there. Going to take a whole bunch of damage from the Sky Furies as well as Lean. Looks like Hunter and Lean are going to Void Ray on Void Ray action right there. And he's going to do some damage. He's got the charge. Charge doubles the damage that he does, or increases it by 50%. And will this the tower be enough? Void Ray is being chased, and he has taken out Leaned in there, and charge damage deals him down. Increases the damage out by the Void Ray by 50%, so it's 50% more than it was right there. 75 plus 50% of 75. Looks like the shield being used. Colossus moving in. Looks like the entire red side is kind of flying around here, using these mines as protection. Magnetic mines dropped by Yibnas. Yibnas has the mines right there. They last for 600 seconds, which is 4 freaking ever in StarCraft. Even though the StarCraft seconds, even though the fastest seconds, they are 600 of them. So they last for a while. And you can choose to either have them auto detonate on impact or hold onto it. The advantage of having them auto impact is, well, they auto impact, you fly into them, they go kaboom, and then they take damage. The downside is then they know that they're there. So he has them on, I will press the button and tell you when to do it. So he has to manually tell these mines to explode when they do that. And they are kind of in a little groupie right there. Looks like Ghetto SC flying around, seeing all these missiles coming at him. The blue side's going to move on back to base. Playmaker going in there, went for lockdown as well as scanner sweep. He knows that there's two Void Rays he's not trying to play around with. There were 2 Void Rays. Now there's 1 Void Ray he doesn't want to play around with. The other one is dead. It looks like the entire blue side went right on through the mines. It looks like Yibnas is going to move on up to the side. Now, he doesn't have very many missiles. You can count them. He doesn't have any laser battery upgrades, which kills me, but at least he has Wraiths. And it looks like these Wraiths are... No, they might have Cloak. I think they might have Cloak. That's super adorable. But he's basically farming with his Wraiths, which is good to do. Yes, they are Cloaked. But it also is, takes extra mental thought process. He's doing it right. It's just, it is a more of an active thought than a passive thought. Optic Seagull doing some damage. Destroyer has 24 armor. Vortex saving everybody. 1, 2, 3 shots right there. Looks like JJ Beast is going to fly around. Hypno going around. He's got the quick reload. He can do extra damage. Destroyer doesn't want to stay in there for too long. He's 226. He should get something like repair bots or something. He could have possibly stayed right there. We got a Ghetto SC flying in there. JJ Beast charging up his lasers. He's got the charge. He's going to take a mine hit right there. He could see that one. That was a explosive charge from the Dreadnought. Explosive charges do 200 plus 1,000, and you can see them. However, when it's right in front of you, you have to say, okay, I'm going to take that damage just because I want to do some damage. Blue side unable to pick up a kill after 3 of the 6 ships were in a vortex right there. These Tempests are coming in. It looks like these are the House Tempests. These are the Captain Shepard Tempests. 200 damage, 17 range for Captain Shepard's, 280, 15 range for the House ones. Predator taking a whole bunch of damage. Ghetto SC, shield tank without any shields, does have to retreat. Going to even have Crash Override moving in there. He's only got Warp, but he wants to use his range and missiles and stuff like that. And Destroyer wants to protect these Baby Tempests, and these Baby Tempests are going to be protected by that bombardment right there. Looks like Playmaker is going to, fly around, take some damage. Destroyer using that bombardment on the Sky Furies. The Sky Furies are dead, but the Battlecruiser is not. The Battlecruiser is going to fly on right through there. It looks like we have Playmaker doing a whole bunch of damage. He's going to be hit by Ghetto SC. Ghetto SC only has doesn't have the energy for recharge shield right now. He's just trying to push up. He's got JJ Beast. JJ Beast does have the charge. Did use the blink. He does use the charge on Playmaker. Playmaker has such little health. He has about 500, 400, 300, 200. He is gone. And we got Optic Seagull taking a whole bunch of damage from this Destroyer. The Destroyer is getting a little backdoor action from Lean right there. Backdoor action is through charge. He's even thicker beam right there. Optic Seagull survives 5 armor Dreadnought, 28 armor count because of the 5 upgrades. Kept him alive right there. Anything you can do, even though the charge double, increases it by 50%, and he's doing 90 damage anyway, he's not. 28 is a lot less than either of those two numbers. However, it just keeps him alive right there. Anything you can do to extend the time that you can survive against charge is great. Looks like the blue side is pinging to go back to base. They know that they have these Tempests. They want to stay with the Tempest. The Tempests are providing them a whole bunch of area of denial. If the blue side wants to not let their battle station die, they're going to have to take some damage. However, it looks like the Captain Shepherd's so low, he's going to hit flying right through the minefield. Any more mines he would be taken out. If that one was just a little bit closer, would have gotten them. We have the Captain Shepherd with about 300 life left. Destroyer has about 40 armor and about 2,000 life. These mines were all set up and all exploding all over the place, and one more mine would have taken out this carrier right there. Almost a pickup from Yibnas's mines. 530, 196. Get OC has 400. 172 from Hypno, and JJ Beast is 188. The highest one was the carrier. That makes total sense. It also doesn't really matter because carriers cost so much money. The interceptors cost money. The Tempest costs money. The range costs money. The upgrade to sustain the Tempest, which costs 225 energy, costs 225 energy. That's your entire starting energy. So we had to upgrade it from 225 to 450, increasing your money each time that it goes up from 25 to 35, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, all the way up to 450. Plus he probably needs more because he also has Vortex. Basically, it's like living in a high cost of living state. His Tempest, everything costs money, so his 700 is still 700 money, but it feels a lot less 700 money than the 700 money that somebody else might have. Like Crash Override having 700 would be a lot different. Get OSC taking a whole bunch of damage from Lean. Lean is doing his charge and doing the best he possibly can. He's using his charge, and the JJ Beast doing some damage. Optic Seagull, he's using his protective field, explosive charges to do some damage. Vortex being used on the Void Ray. Optic Seagull taking some damage. Hypno moving in. He's got the backlash rockets. It looks like this destroyer only has a bombardment. Doesn't have any laser batteries. Doesn't have any Gatling cannons, and either of those would possibly help. But Optic Seagull has so little health it might be okay if he keeps on pushing. Great positioning. Looks like Lean was able to blink on out of there, and Ghetto unable to take him out. He doesn't have a thermal lance or anything like that, so he's relying basically on antimatter missiles and particle disruptors, and that's not quite enough. It looks like Crash Override flying around using that range. He knows how to do it. He knows how to fly in. He has to take some damage from these Tempests, so that's why he has 10 Terran Plasma Shields. Destroyer taking some damage. We got Lean using his charged up beam to take out the Destroyer. He has 120 plus 150 because you can stack up to 2 times. Increases the damage dealt by Void Ray by 50%. Last 8 seconds stacks up to 2 times. Once you upgrade the charge ability itself, oh, it could be more. We got Hypno doing some damage. He's going to fly in there and is finally taken out by a combination of Void Ray and mines right there. But Lean also taken out by Ghetto. Now Ghetto SC was much slower than him, 1.71 speed. The Void Ray had blink, he had extra speed, he is a Void Ray. But the blink, he already blunk, so he couldn't blink anymore, he was unblinkable. And so he was just at the right angle where the antimatter missiles were just enough to take him out right there. Fantastic right there because it looks like it's now a 4 versus 3. And none of those are detectable ships. So JJ Beast doesn't have cloak right now. That Void Ray could have gotten cloak and wouldn't have. They'd have no way of detecting him. Looks like Predator also has mines right now as well. Looks like Yibnas has mines all over the place. Predator mines are at 8. Let's see if I can find some Yibnas mines. Yibnas mines, 15. It looks like they just decided, okay, well, you take one side of the map, I'll take this side of the map, and we're just going to cover it in auto turrets and, find if we can kill them. Remember, kids, front towards enemy with your Claymore mines. Same thing with your Dreadnoughts as well. Dreadnoughts do damage with their laser batteries and omnidirectional, but only Gatling cannons when they're facing them. He only has 0 upgrades because he went for other cool stuff. Basically, he has the peanut butter jelly right there. The repair bots, the protective field possibly has, also the extra life. Possibly has an emergency shield, but these are the 2 things that we kind of focus on right here. The protective field, giving him 50 extra armor, and repair bots. Crash override, taking some damage from the JJ Beast. Vortex being used, minefield being set up though. JJ Beast taking a whole bunch of damage. He's almost out of shields. If he moves in there, if he dives in there, if he blinks in there, he's in a minefield, whether he knows it or not. You can't see these mines; they are hidden from sight. And there's no detection on the blue side. These mines are taking a whole bunch of damage though. We got Yibnas, Crash Override, being attacked, being pushed in. Interceptors not in the area, and Get OSC unable to push in either. He has a recharge shield, but he doesn't have any thermal lance or anything like that, and only has about 9 plasma shields, 16.5 armor, 11,500 life. Not the most that you could possibly have because he also went for other stuff. It looks like JJ Beast is gonna get on back to base. He has Blink, he has the charge, he has a whole bunch of damage. You might need to put some of that 300 into like shields or something because these mines are just everywhere and nowhere at the same time. You can't see them. These mines are just flying around. They will last forever. Captain Shepard gonna move on back to base. Looks like Get OSC is gonna have Thermal Lance, which does some damage, and they're in an area, kind of Colossus Beam burns them. 125 plus 906 to massive. That's great if they're in a vortex. That's great if he gets close. That's also, it's kind of the best you can do-ish. As it's also like the very, very bad Minesweeper. It is like, it works. It just is like the least effective way of doing it, but it's the only way that they really have. It does an area of effect in that low beam area, and if that area has mines in it, it will burn them down. 125, and these mines only have 25 life. So yes, 125 is much more than 25, by 100 I'd say. And it just is. It only works in a little bit, and the cooldown is not there. There's always going to be mines. It might end up getting a couple of them down though, but it's the best they have. Vortex being used barely catches the battlecruiser by the short hairs, and these Tempests are taken out. Optic Seagull doing some damage. He's going to fly around this way into the Tempest, into the away from the Void Ray, away from the battlecruiser, away from the Sky Furies, but into the mines. Are the mines going to give him some protection? They guess they are. The JJ Beast decides to cloak, decides to go on in there. He's going to split his attack. I think that was an attempted warp back to base, but not going to happen. He got interrupted by JJ Beast. Optic Seagull doing getting a whole bunch of damage done. He has explosive charge. He has his protective field. This is the last one he's going to have for a little while. He is going to do so much. He has 50 plus 32 and does survive. 100 is more than 50 plus 32, but it's just time on target for Void Rays. It's time on target. If you are at base, that's the entire map field that you're chasing them down. If you're at their base, it's a lot less. So he only had a couple seconds where he was able to do some damage. Captain Shepard Tempest being taken out. Mines hurting Captain Shepard as well. He went for 10 upgrades on his Protoss Plasma Shields. That's a fantastic use of money right there. Yes, he's the damage dealer. Yes, he's the Vortex person. Yes, he's the Tempest person. Yes, he's the range person. Yes, he has interceptors. He could build even more of them. However, he wants to spend his money on making his interceptors that he has better. However, he also doesn't want to die. So he has the 10. That's kind of helps him recharge shields as he's kind of taking it at a very low level. Plus, if he runs into mines, which he's going to, he can survive a little more. We got some sneaky Void Ray stuff. Will this catch Optic Seagull out? Optic Seagull probably sees the Void Ray, but doesn't want to commit to it. Wants to stay up with his buddies. He's figuring that if he can't see this Void Ray that could cloak, maybe Crash Override has something for him. He doesn't right now. But having more people around them, it's sort of like a herd of buffalo circling their young. Like it does help scare off some Void Ray lions. with their crazy beams. And the Colossus beam from the back, Optic Seagull will take a whole bunch of damage. He has a protective field. He doesn't have any energy drain, so he has the 400 potential energy, which is definitely helping him maintain that right there. He's trying to block line of sight, but the Void Ray is just in the ability to get them. If the Void Ray beam it gets blocked from line of sight, he'll stop shooting. Looks like Crash Override is going to take a whole bunch of damage. We got Plasma Barrage launching everything, fire everything. It looks like Interceptor's on him as well, and this Battlecruiser is going to go down right there. It looks like Ghetto SC does the finishing move, but there's a 1, 2, 3 combination, including Plasma Barrage. It looks like he even went for Plasma Barrage that is upgraded. It's a weird thing. Okay, so it looks super cool to turn the carrier into a giant gun, but it also is interesting because it starts off shooting a certain amount of damage. Then you can upgrade how much it shoots. Cool, that does more damage. Then you can upgrade how much it shoots even more, and then you can upgrade how much it shoots even more. But then it keeps on firing. In its final form, it keeps on firing until you run out of energy, which is a commitment. It does damage. It can keep on shooting people. It looks super neat to launch like a bazillion blasts at people, but it does drain your energy. So if you're going to commit to it, you can get a kill, or you can run out of energy. It looks like Ghetto SC, I think he's trying to do Minesweeper, but you know what? He's also, another way of finding mines is just run into them. Just run into them. It's like finding Legos. Just you could look on the ground. You could try to do a perception roll, or you could just step all over the place and let your foot do the finding. He's a big old tank. He's got a 19.5 armor, 1300. He could spend about some of his 500 money to do a little bit more armor, more shielding right there. JJ Beast would be helpful. Is going back to base about 500 as well. I think Hardened Shield would be fantastic to use as well. Captain Shepard flying in there. Interceptors at 11, 19 range. Looks like he has up to 16 of them, so he upgraded how many interceptors he has, or can spawn or warp in. 475 energy. Looks like there's no energy drain though. Predator moving in there. He doesn't want to fly too close to these Tempests at 18 range. He's like, I shoot at 10 range, but 18 is much more than 10. Yivnas flying on the side. Look at the mines. 71. Oh my god, 2 control groups full of mines right there. It looks like he has 0 in right there. Predator 51 right there, so 51 plus 71. I can't do math that much. And it looks like the Ghetto SC Void Ray combination are going along the side, and it looks like they might catch Yibnas. I mean, he's kind of on the side. Void Ray is not in the position right now, but he is a little bit able to do that. Yibnas flying in there. He's trying to use the mines as protection, trying to go around the rocks when he possibly can. His buddies are around the area as well. He's going to launch Ion Cannon. Ion Cannon at Ghetto SC uses the recharge shield. JJB's flying in there. Mines everywhere, exploding. Predator taking a whole bunch of damage, but also flying in the mine zone. And it looks like Predator's taken out by JJB's is taken out by Yibnas, and looks like these Ghetto SC also taking a whole bunch of damage. These mines are everywhere. The Iron Cannon as a goodbye present in the mines take out Ghetto SC. Optic Seagull providing some scaring damage, and the mines just finishing up there. And there was another one if that one didn't take them out there. Vortex being used on the Dreadnought. Mines everywhere. These Tempests, the Tempests, they want to shoot the Dreadnought, but you can't tell them what to do. They are strong, independent Tempests who don't need no carrier. I mean, they do need them to be spawned. However, you can't tell the Tempests to shoot something. They just are spawned, and then if they don't see anything, they fly all the way to base and shoot whatever they can on the way. They couldn't see Optic Seagull, so they couldn't shoot Optic Seagull. He's on launch his Captain Shepard blaster, Master Blaster right there. He's going to keep on going. Now he's out of energy, though. Can't launch any more Tempest, can't do Vortex, can't warp in, but he only has 475 potential energy. I think he needs to get a whole bunch more. The mines are everywhere. They're doing so much damage. They're hitting him. He's just going to keep on flying through. He only has 10 Protoss Plasma Shields, and now he has no allies. So it looks like he's going to have to retreat. He has 1,000 money. Optic Seagull moving in there. He's got Siege Mode? He's got Siege Mode, which is a neat ability. It's a very risky ability, which I love. It deploys the Siege Mode. In this mode, the Dreadnought has a very long range and inflicts area of damage. Dreadnought in this mode cannot attack targets at close range and moves very slowly and has very much reduced armor. Both of those are an understatement. It basically makes him a turtle, doing very weak against Interceptors, very weak against Vortex, very weak against Tempests. However, does nice damage at range, way outranging these Warp Prisms. If he does it correctly, it can take out the warp prisms. If he needs it at base, it will help anti Tempest stuff. However, it also puts him on the razor's edge to not die, and all he wants to do is farm. Look at this. He's like, oh, look at this, all this money. The Phoenixes, Phoenixy, are gonna fly around, and they have the 3 upgrades. That's just because the game's gone on for a little bit of time. Every 10 minutes they get an upgrade. Same thing with the base. Protoss Plasma Shielding up 3. Damage stays the same though. Eventually, that really makes a difference. The Interceptors already will survive. Interceptor mines being used. He's using mines on Tempest and Interceptors. He's clicking down each one of these mines, by the way. So he sees this one coming in there, boom, he wants to use that. He's using Interceptors against Tempest. He's leaving one alive. I don't know if he's a super genius, but he does just take him out right there. When you have Tempest, you can only spawn up to 3. You can't make 30 Tempest and then 1A your way to victory. You can only warp in more Tempest once you don't have any more right there. So with 1 alive, you can't spawn anymore. Beautiful barrage being used. Bombardment. He's using his protective field. He's flying in there. Captain Shepard says, "I do not like that idea. This Dreadnought is scary. He has laser batteries and shields and all that, and the carrier wasn't really designed for this at the moment. He has the Tempest, which do a lot of damage. He has Vortex, which is gonna save his butt if he ever gets in trouble. But his Interceptors aren't that heavy, but at the moment, that wasn't really what he needed. He just needed to do some damage against everybody else, and he was killing everybody else. But now, this Yivnas flying in there, Tempest being right there. He's out of energy, though, because he used his Plasma Barrage. Plasma Barrage made him out of energy. He is even going to be able to get all the way back to base. He has 1.71 speed. He's not the speediest, but he's very close to base. Will they commit? Yivnas, missiles, not that much, but will he make it back to base? He is going to keep on shooting. He's going to keep on shooting, and he's going to taking out Captain Shepard, taken out by Yivnas. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you send your replays to MaffumanCasting@gmail.com. Make sure you guys press like, press subscribe. We are doing StarCraft Star Battle all the time.